Hi, Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Suma Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaking 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, have a new type of format here. Had some troubles yesterday and some today, but I think I got through it. So hopefully it'll be okay going forward. I wanted to talk about the INJIL and pull out the chapters that's most relevant at the present time. All of them are relevant for now, actually. And some of the scripture that supports it. So I'm still working on that. So I got a draft here today, but I'm still working on it. My brother says, okay. But, oops. Anyway, fear. That's the season, brother, says season of fear. Season of fear. It's going to affect you too. Mm-hmm. Season of fear. I'm about to have a situation here. And another problem here. Oh boy, what is this? What is it? Well, I guess it's okay for now. Oh boy, I tell you. Technical difficulties. What is that? Okay, bro, that's 1 second here. I gotta find out what is to do with this. Mm-mm. Mm. What? Oh boy. Okay, I got a problem. What's that? Okay, I got a problem with my own voice for it. Okay, brothers, I think I solved the problem. Like I said, we have a lot of technical problems. Okay, as I was saying about fear, if you understand the fear in the sense of control, like you're talking about nations, empires failing, well, this empire is collapsing. That means great fear. And I'm going to talk about that another way today if I can. But fear, that's the name of the game right now, brothers and sisters. Fear's going to come upon you. But will it overtake you? Will it destroy you? Or you profit from it? But great fear, let's look at it. Now this fear here, what I'm referring to directly here, it directly affects you too, but you don't understand it. It's the fear about what's going on in the Middle East right now. It's all about you. They're talking about this dilemma. They're talking about the dilemma. And they said today that both Israel had plans to attack Iran next month. And it says Trump nixed it. I say, well, what's going on over there? Okay. Because the dilemma between them two, say they both look at each other, they both know what's going on. They can't let you know. They both know what's going on. And they still each other's throat. But right now, you the biggest threat to both of them. So like family members, right? They join together to take care of the neighbor, the aggravating neighbor, and then they go back to each other's throat again. That's what's happening. See, because false Israel knows America wants to take them out. The Christians want to take out the Jews, and Jews want to take out the Christians. They've been at war with each other for 2,000 years. But they got us to deal with. See, because they was on the path to bring that about back in the 1930s, about 100 years ago. And all of a sudden, switched up. All of a sudden, they fell in love with each other, and we were the object of hate. Well, we've been object of hate for hundreds of years because they've been, both of them were involved in the Holocaust. See, if you understand the scripture, they try to say, oh, we didn't have nothing to do with it. No, You're just equal partner. You finance it. That's another story altogether. But they both had a part in it. They both were not a part in it. They both were were the one that caused it to happen and continue the process. But they almost came to to the final solution, and then Elijah Muhammad appeared and says, no. We're true to Abraham, which is a problem for both of them, because one been pretending to be one, both been pretending, actually, one pretended to be a spiritual Abraham, the other pretended to be seed Abraham. And so if we just true seed Abraham, both of their identities are a lie. And they could do it, so we joined together, right? Because they're the common enemy, us. And once we're gone, then they can go after each other's throat again. As far as Israel knows that they plan to take them out, get rid of them. They want to get rid of them. And so but they know they need America, right, to help them, because Iran is the threat to both. I mean, Iran's a threat to false Israel, but it's a threat to America too, because Iran, put it this way, false Israel set up to take our vision away, to make to neutralize what Elijah Muhammad was saying. See, now Iran's a threat to that, because they take false Israel out there. Our vision comes back. We rise up from the dead. And that's a big problem for them. See? So they don't want that. They don't want false Israel be taken out. At least not yet, not as long as we exist. See what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Okay? But Iran, if Iran does take them out before they get rid of us, then that's the problem. You understand what I'm saying? Iran's is here. False Israel has to take the Middle East, has to control that oil, has to control the sources of reality. That's the only way they figure they can survive once America comes at them, the Christians come after them once we're gone. See, because they have nuclear weapons, they want to control, right? What fuels this reality, then they feel it, right? They can survive. But Iran's a threat to that, because they're the only ones stopping them from taking over the Middle East. If Iran's going, they know they can walk over. They've already been doing it for years. Took out Libya, right? Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, so forth. The only thing stopping from going away is Iran. And they need to take out Iran, because they need to take out the whole. They need to get that region, because they feel that once we're gone, and plus they know that they're going to use Iran to take care of them. I don't want to get in that kind of complication here, brothers and sisters. I just want to point out to the fact is, the dilemma is that they pushing America to take out Iran. America, no, they can't. If they take out Iran, then for us, it's going to achieve their goal. Then they can't take them out. They become a superpower, because they got nuclear weapons. Then they got America on its knees. See? So they take out Iran, right? But then Iran may take false Israel out before they take us out. So it's got very complicated. I talked about it the other day. You can go and look, and I'm gonna move on, brothers and sisters. I talked about it the other day. So anyway, so it says right here, it says, men's hearts failing for fear. This is what's about to happen. What I just outlined to you is problem over the Middle East, and so therefore, something's going to happen. See, it's not going to happen the way they planned it. Something's going to happen that's going to throw this whole thing into flux. Because what happens if false Israel goes out before they take us out? Then we rise up and see the great army. Now America's got to deal with that. And revenge is the name of the game. do unto them double is done to you. See? And so, and they've been deceiving their own people, their own selves. Oh, no, those are their ham. They're totally slaves. Beating them is doing God's will, everything else, right? So we holy and all that kind of stuff, right? And then, but see, the Bible is on there. The Bible is uploaded. It's just misinterpreted, and they're deceiving themselves. Once false truth goes out, that means it comes clear. The smoke goes away. Oh, that's the truth. Abraham was cursing them. Who blessed Israel will be cursed. Blessed who curse. We curse. Now we curse because we're cursing God's people. False truth goes out. That means we have to be. You understand? So all of a sudden, they know Jesus ain't come back to help them, come back to destroy them, because you've been destroying Jesus' people. See, because they're already in that mode, but they've been attributing that to somebody else. That's the Arabs and everybody else. So they're all fired up, man. Oh, we got to get them Arabs, we got to get Iran. And so remember, they got all emotional, all that high, emotional high. You understand? All fired up. So what happens when it turns around, they're in that emotional state, but all of a sudden it turns around and find out that, hey, it's against them. I don't know if you can understand that, brothers and sisters. Because they're in a high emotional state right now, and America is getting hotter and hotter by the second. But they justify themselves saying, hey, right? It's like, man, you all fired up, man. You got a gun, you shooting everybody. Hey, I'm going to kill all these people, right? So you're all fired up, your adrenaline's going, everything else. And then suddenly, the gun's pointed at your head. And you, oh. When you thought you had the power, you found, oh, you got blanks, but they got the real guns. Oh, let me move on, brothers and sisters. That's why our strokes, seizures, heart failure. And that's just anticipation. See, because they know once pharmaceutical goes down, we rise up. Because say, you got to read this carefully. Fearful, look at those things which are coming upon the earth. Those things that's about to happen here because of what's happening there. What's coming on the earth, what's coming on America because what's happening over there. And what's happening over there if pharmaceutical goes down. It says great fear. That's something they fear. They've been planning for this for years. This is not something this is a fear they had. I showed you. I'm going to show you that in a minute, hopefully, if I did everything correct here. And he's their savior. He's the one who's going to remove the prescription for fear. I'm going to make America great at. See, the point is, remember, he knows all this. He's planning to take us out. They had a mic, we're calling it an open mic thing, where he was telling us, Salvador, they're going to start opening 15 more prisons because they're going to start putting people down there that's American citizens. Homegrown. Not visa, not green card. Who do you think he's talking about? You're going to wake up in a minute. See, you're in a deep sleep. You're going to wake up in a minute. You're going to be forced to wake up. But we already tell you to make sure you wake up. Now, what you do after you wake up, that's on you. Because we know you sleep. We told you to go to sleep. Just go with it. Submit. See? So we had an obligation to wake you up, right? And that's going to happen. I'm just going to wake you up, and I'm right there, right? When you wake up in your slumber, you're going to be all groggy. I'm ready to clear your mind. I'll be ready to clear your mind once you wake up. So we owe that to you. Okay? We ain't talking about those people out here that's in the way, resistance and all, liars and thieves and carrying on, all before me, thieves and liars. No, we ain't talking about them. They're going to wish they never woke up. We're going to put them, we're not putting them, let me move on. Let me move on. But that's what he says, problem. We're going to make America great again. When was America great? When we was back on the fields. We was in the fields, it was raping us, beating us, and everything else. You don't understand the language. Because you ask the question, when was America great? They started losing control of us in the 1860s. And the fear has been rising ever since. And so when he said we're going to make great people, the devils know what that means. He's telling 15 more prisoners. We're going to start bringing. What does that mean? How many people put in prison? 10,000, 100,000? So they put 100,000. For 15 times 100,000, what? That's 1,500,000, 1 million, or whatever. Okay? Throw them in the river. Also, let's move on. But if they do, it's going to backfire. Because their time is up. When it's over, everything is backfired. Everything he's done so far has backfired. Everything. Right? Everything's the so-called tariffs and everything else. Everything is backfiring. Move on, bro. Says I'm keeping it move quickly here. This merely a crowd trial run to see if this format's going to work. So I'm going to go quickly. The commentary: Priceless Beauty. Fear. Oh man. Let me change. Oh boy. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Can't let that pass. So busy. Okay. Okay, fear none but Allah. Priceless beauty. Angel 12, war in heaven. Let's talk about these things. A couple of things that move right into the presentation. See here, priceless beauty. Listen to you sisters. Now if you got something that's valuable, right? Priceless. You just give it away? Do you protect it, lock it down, secure it? Or just throw it away? Throw it away. Or just play with it, whatever. Or do you take care of it? Lock it down, secure it. Right? You know, and that's what it is, see? See what it is? Your beauty is priceless. But see over there on that left side there, hers worthless. She's trying to be like you. I don't know where these asses come from lately, but they weren't there before. Maybe that's why they've been Hispanic, or maybe that's where they get. Anyway, the point is, they're shameless. Their beauty is worthless. I wouldn't want them. And so they just have work. Everybody has some of it. Show it to everybody. Just make it public. You ain't got to secure it, just throw it out there. But yours is priceless. And they're convincing you to do the same thing as they're doing. But yours is priceless. So why give it to everybody? Just expose everybody. Just let it hang out there. Well, your beauty is priceless. All the women in the world is trying to be like you. Every one of them. They're jealous of you. That's why they keep you down. Try to make you look like a fool and everything else. They're jealous of you. Huh? This phenomena, these devils, I said, they used to have bustles because they didn't have any. So wherever that came from, who knows? Because I know when I was growing up, well, I wasn't looking, well, whatever, you know. But you notice that it was just flat. All of a sudden, boom. Whatever. Botox, whatever they do, ass, Botox, whatever. The point is, right, yours is priceless. Your beauty is priceless. You're the personification of beauty. I'm not just saying that. You're the definition of, you're the standard of beauty. You gave beauty to the universe. You're the definition of beauty. You're standing by how we judge beauty. That's how they judge themselves. See? If they, why they want asses all of a sudden they didn't have before? Because they're trying to be like you. Lipstick. Give themselves lips trying to be like you. See? Or they're trying to be like you. See? But theirs is worthless. So he said, let me get, like the devils, right? They had nothing over Europe, so they come and stole somebody else's stuff. So they steal your stuff. Because theirs is worthless. I don't mind. Well, I want yours. I want a bust. I want hands like yours, even though it's a fake. I want breasts like yours, even though it's a fake. I want lips like yours, even though it's a fake. I want skin like yours, bro. No, it's a fake. Because theirs is worthless. Otherwise, they want you to, they would be satisfied with how they are. They would be emphasizing how they are. They ain't. They're emphasizing characteristics that you have. Big behinds, characteristics you have. They're not known for that. They're known for for lips. I took a photo. I should show it, right? This woman, she got killed, but it's illegal, right? And a picture got these big old lips. And then had a mother on news this morning talking about how cried, because they can put up a big cry. Whoa, when something happened to them, they can put up, all these devils put a big cry, but they didn't give a damn about us, our children, for 40 years. F them. But they can put a big cry when something happens. But when something happens, you don't care. But I showed a picture of her mother. I'm gonna show it tomorrow. I forgot to show it. Her mother ain't got no lips. But I thought her lips big as watermelons. You know that fake little October white man warm my lips. If you see a mother, her ain't nowhere else she got that. Listen to my father. You know, big old lips. If you watch news, you know what I'm talking about. But big old, and they only look right. Even when they get those fake lips, they look fake. They look fake. Right, big old lip. And you see a mother got no lips at all, zero. You know, they fake lips. So, sisters, that's up to you. I told you, I'm not gonna tell you how to dress. That's gonna stop. When you get to home, you decide how you want to dress. And if you want to walk out there naked and everything else, well, maybe if you can't find a man, that's be your problem on it. See? But we're not going to tell you how to dress. We're going to tell you, that's your decision. We want your natural beauty to come out. We don't want to control your beauty. That means we control your beauty. That means it's not you. It's something we made, and we can't make beauty. Well, we produce beauty, and we produce you. It's in us. But you're the personification of it. Ours is mixed with something else. Yours is 100%. See, our beauty is mixed with strength. Yours is 100%. Double Y, double X, whatever. I mean, it should be double X, whatever. I'm saying yours is priceless. So why you just show it to everybody? Everybody can have a piece of this. It's priceless. Theirs is nothing. That's why I tell them about you, and they show theirs to everybody because it's worthless. Theirs worthless. So they want to see. I got something like they got. I got it too now. They got to show everybody. That's why I got to show everybody. Because see, everybody knows they don't have anything. So if you walk around homeless, you have nothing, right? You don't want to show that. But you able to steal somebody that got something. You say, hey, see, I'm rich too, see? You stole it. Because you want to show everybody, see, I'm not homeless anymore, I'm rich. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Your beauty is priceless. You're the most beautiful. We didn't create you, right? We came from each other, but the point is, you're the personification of beauty. You are the personification of beauty. There's nothing more beautiful than you. Nothing. Nothing in this universe more beautiful than you. Nothing. Because you're personification of beauty. You stand by how we measure beauty. Okay? And beauty has a very emotional element to it. Because you see beauty, you see ordinary, it's an emotional response. And you see sisters, mostly, unless something wrong with you, your response first, your first response, you see one of these beautiful sisters, is emotional, physical, right? And then you get to their mind. For that, would you move on? Okay, we're gonna get to chapter 12 of the angel, War in Heaven. Angel 12. That's a new format. I'm working on it. Hopefully see if it works. Okay, so check my sound.
Your first response.
Okay, so okay, bro. So that's a little quirk here. Let me work it out. So there's something new I'm trying. Let me stop here.
And it threw them into the earth. And the dragon has stood inside of the woman, the being about to give birth, in order that whenever she should give birth the child of her it might eat down. And sign great was seen in the heaven, woman having been thrown about the sun, and the moon underneath the feet of her, and upon the head of her crown of stars 12, and in belly having, and she is crying out, being in birth pains and being tormented to give birth. And was seen other sign in the heaven, and look, dragon great fiery red, having head 7 and horns 10, and upon the heads of it 7 diadems, and the tail of it is dragging the third of the stars of the heaven, and it threw them into the earth. And the dragon has stood inside of the woman, the being about to give birth, in order that whenever she should give birth the child of her it might eat down. And she gave birth to son, male, who is about to be shepherding all the nations in staff made of iron, and was snatched the child of her toward the God and towards the throne of him. And the woman fled into the desolate, where she is having their place, having been prepared from the God, in order that there they may be nourishing her days 1260. And occurred war in the heaven, the Michael, and the angels of him of the to war with the dragon, and the dragon warred and the angels of it, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven. And was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to air the being inhabited whole, he was thrown into the earth. And sign great was seen in the heaven, woman having been thrown about the sun, and the moon underneath the And sign great was seen in the heaven, woman having been thrown about the sun, and the moon underneath the feet of her, and upon the head of her crown of stars 12, and in belly having, and she is crying out being in birth pains and being tormented to give birth. And was seen other sign in the heaven, and look, dragon great fiery red, having head 7 and horns 10 and upon the heads of it 7 diadems, and the tail of it is dragging the third of the stars of the heaven, and it threw them into the earth. And the dragon has stood inside of the woman the being about to give birth, in order that whenever she should give birth the child of her it might eat down. And she gave birth to son, male, who is about to be shepherding all the nations in staff made of iron, and was snatched the child of her toward the God and towards the throne of him. And the woman fled into the desolate, where she is having their place having been prepared from the God, in order that there they may be nourishing her days 1260. And occurred war in the heaven, the Michael, and the angels of him of the to war with the dragon, and the dragon warred and the angels of it, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven. And was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to air the being inhabited whole, he was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. And I heard voice great in the heaven saying, right now became the salvation and the power and the kingdom of the God of us and the authority of the Christ of him, because was thrown the accuser of the brothers of us, the accusing them in sight of the God of us of day and of night, and they conquered him through the blood of the Lamb and through the word of the witness of them, and not they loved the soul of them until death. Through this be you making yourselves well-minded, heavens and they in them tending, woe the earth and the sea, because stepped down the devil toward you, having anger great, having known that little appointed time he is having. And when saw the dragon that it was thrown into the earth, it persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male. And were given to the woman the 2 wings of the eagle the great in order that she may be flying into the desolate into the place of her, where she is being nourished their appointed time and appointed times and half of appointed time from face of the serpent. And threw the serpent out of the mouth of it behind the woman water as river, in order that her born by river it might make. And gave aid the earth to the woman, and opened up the earth the mouth of it and drank down the river which threw the dragon out of the mouth of it, and was made wrathful the dragon upon the woman, and it went off to make war with the leftover of the seed of her, of the observing the commandments of the God and having the witness of Jesus. And it stood upon the sand of the sea.
Now, what's happening here, brothers and sisters, I'm going to give you a short version. As I was been telling you, the angel scriptures, they're mathematical books. It's written in a form that does look mathematical. The concepts are mathematical. Because you know mathematics. It's called written in prose, but it's mathematics. And I'm trying to show you the mathematics behind it. Like I said, the math that governs it is pressure and vectors. Vectors has a quality. Okay. Let me say one other thing. You know, your thoughts reflect the pressure you're under. It's not the other way around. In other words, you think you cause the pressure. You cause the quality of the pressure. You don't control the pressure. The pressure's everybody gets the same amount of energy, right? But your thoughts reflect just your quality of how you deal with that pressure. It reflects the pressure. You understand that? So if you could tell what you can tell the pressure someone's on by the way they're thinking, their actions. Because the actions can be a result of the way they're thinking. Right? If you understand that concept. So what's happening is that we got those five. I told you the devils, the lowest structure. Then the next after that is the Orientals, then the Asians, and the Africans, and so forth. Right? Okay. So the universe is in pressure increasing, and that's what the heating up means. It's like a pot, a pressure cooker. Heating up, that means heat, fire. When things get hot, that means that molecules move around real fast. It means that more energy is applied. Fire energizes things. More energy. So they move around fast. So the problem when it's moving around fast, it means colliding. So the problem is, as a collision, how strong are you? How good your structure to withstand those collisions? So in other words, heat up. So right, some things move around faster than others. If you put potatoes in a boiling water, right, the water's boiling and the water turns steam. The potatoes ain't yet, because it's a much greater structure, right? But when the structure, the temperature gets great enough that the structure fails, it turns to something else. It's like ice turns to water. Temperature high enough. Because the molecule moves around, so it turns to water. And high enough, that it turns into steam. Hope you understand. It's a very simple concept. Right? So right now, everything's, well, who's moving around the fastest? Who's the most violent now? Who's the most colliding? That's false Israel. That's false Israel. They're lying, they're false Israel, but they got a weaker structure. And so right now, right, I'm showing this, I'm not going to go back, but go back and review it. That's true. They're on fire first. They're on fire now. See, you think, oh, they fighting, they kicking. No, because they're doing that because they're on fire now. They're thinking violence is the way they're going to see a way out of it. That's why I say the structure of their wisdom. Because violence, what they think is the way out, is actually a destruction. Because violence is, the violence means they're being destroyed. The temperature is too great for them. They can't handle it. So they move around fast and they see it like, oh, I'm violent, man. That means I'm taking care of it. I'm taking, it's the opposite. If you result of violence, you all that kind of stuff means you're the one being most affected by the pressure. So you move around faster. And since you move around faster than anybody else. And since you got lower structure, right? You move around faster, but since you got lower structure, you move around faster. But moving faster means, right? Moving around faster means going to be more collisions, and you least able to withstand the collisions because you made a lower structure. You made a porcelain, so to speak. If you understand that, like I said over and over, I don't think anybody understands it. But anyway, that's the way it works. So that's a false. This is on fire. You went real fast. They're colliding. That's way out. That means the only way is destruction. Because after a while, it gets so hot, they can't withstand the collision. Right? And the point is, it gets so hot, it's steaming. All of a sudden, you can't control your structure anymore. You turn to steam. See, if you understand, you can see deeper into even what the angel's saying about certain things. Because that's what the angel's telling you. They go down first. Okay? Now, America's hot too, almost hot as them. It's not quite. almost, but they're supporting that. They almost, and say they go down next. They move around faster too. Americans move around fast, what, since constant wars all the time. You think, oh, that's powerful. No. That means they was affected more by oppression than anybody else. They're the more warlike country on the world. They're worse than they're Europeans. They're worse than Europeans, but the Europeans right next to them. So you got that false Israel. Then you got America along with Gog, Magog, America, Britain. Then right after the Europeans. 3 levels there. And the highest level of that is Shia, which Iran, which is they consider INJIL say they're part of the European nation, but they're right. But they got iron inside. They porous on the outside, iron inside. See, and so you see all this. So all Europe is colliding. But who's the worst? The worst is the one that's going to be destroyed first. False Israel. They're the hottest. Who's at America next? Right? And then it's getting hotter in Europe. But you can see some things that you can see deeper into some things there because, right? And pretty soon, right? Iran's going to be on fire. But not to the state of them because they got, on the outside, on the inside, they got steel. So when they start in the collisions, who's going to survive the collisions? They will. Because they got steel inside. And all the rest will be destroyed. False will be the first one because they got the least structure. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Now, remember, everything's heating up. So now, China's heating up. Not as much as Europe. Right? So what happens? Europe, it's Armageddon, so-called Armageddon, right? So it gets so hot, they can't maintain structure anymore. The structure starts falling apart. The governments and everything fall apart. That's what it's saying. Falling apart. Turn to steam. When it's turned to steam, there's no structure. So China just closed in on them. Had no structure. But it's getting hotter, so China's getting hotter too, right? India's getting hot, not as hot as China. Africa's getting hot, not as hot. And us, we still warm, cool. That's why these niggas, they ain't doing nothing. Because I said we better, but it looks stupid. You know, our people are not wicked, they just stupid. You say stupid because your term is stupid. They ain't reacting. I mean, you're sitting here looking like a deer in a headline. That deer know that it's made of solid steel. Hit that truck, he's going to tear the truck up. You don't worry about it. But that's just what happened. So our people are not activated yet because they higher structure. They move around that much, and they can withstand any collision. Because we already did. We still all the collisions, hard cars, and everything else. We're still standing. You understand the principle? It's a simple principle. Some people look like they're stupid and everything because they move around because they're not affected by the pressure like everybody else is. The devil's the most affected, but you say, oh, they're so powerful for them. No, that means their destruction's Jerusalem's talking about army destruction is near. America comes right behind. That's just where the angel says it. So I'm showing you the math. I showed you chapter 12 where it says it happened. Show you the math. Now what happened? You got the demons, right? That caused separation of demons because demons, they hide up there with us. Right? But remember, they activated too as much as the Europeans are. Because the Europeans, it's black skin. And since they got steel on the outside, they're still acting mentally on the inside because they got steel on the outside, they can handle collisions a little better than their partners because their partners all porcelain. They got porous, got a real thin steel coating. And that causes separation at that point because now they're moving around fast too, causing all kinds of... See, that's why I said that's the so-called demon war. And so America's going to come apart. That's what I'm saying. It's coming to steam, so the government, everything going to fail. They have to call, they always talk martial law now. Try to call martial law to hold it together, it's not going to work. Totally kind of chaos. Because it's turning to steam, so it won't be able to control anything. And so the demons, everybody's fighting with everybody. Because everybody's colliding and there's no structure there anymore. Strange thing. Unprecedented. The only one that has structure at that time, a seen the great army, is our people are still here. You see how it fits into place, brothers and sisters? It's very simple when you think about it. So they can be walking through all the steam. You'd be affected by the steam, right? But they got structure. Everybody's turning steam. Everybody's turning steam. So hot. Fossils are already turning steam, so they got closed in on it, it's destroyed. Steam, right? You don't have no form, so it's closing on it. And you close on it, a little pressure builds up, but it's not enough to withstand. And America's right behind it. If China takes out America, when America turns into steam, the tribulation while people walking through, kicking ass. There's no structure, right? The little structure they have is like martial law, the military, but that's not going to happen. They don't have much control of that. Because the strong men be hiding in the alleyways where they're holding their groin like women. So they're going to have very little to no structure. Eventually they have no structure at all. Because they turn into steam. No control of government, anything, just everybody's going for it. Everybody's hungry, starving, everything else. See? But now you, because more energy, right? You before you was just laying there dead. Because it wasn't affecting you. But now everybody's energy I use now is enough to come together as an army. And nobody can do anything to you. Because they collide with you, you solid steel. Anybody collide with you, they get broken. You see? Because now you got enough energy to come together as a seemingly great army, and no one can touch you. And because they collide with you, you ain't colliding with them, they collide with you. So a porcelain coming, you throw a porcelain ball against an iron wall, it's real hard. That boy's going to shatter. An iron wall might shake or something, but right, it might even leave a dent, but that's about it. I'm trying to show you the math of it, brothers and sisters. That's what's happening here. That's why if you understand vectors and studying mid pressure, so the math behind it helps you with the angel. Because now you understand all you got to do is translate now. That's what I'm doing. I'm translating all those versions of mathematics. If I didn't know the mathematics, I know, it'd be harder to do it. So now I know the mathematics, I know what's going to happen. I know how things happen. So now I go find how is the angel interpreting it? How is he saying it? I already know what's going to happen. See? Because that's the mathematics. So now I know when I look at angel, that's what talking about the same thing. So it's just translation. Find the verse, okay, where does it fit in this picture? It's part of the picture, where? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's what's happening. So eventually, right, temps keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Africa turns in, getting hot, real hot. Right? And we still, we strong enough to come, we got enough energy to come together to achieve Hajj. Right? But we moving around in Hajj. They come against us. We totally united. They're not smoke, yeah, they're not steam, but they really are. They moving around, they coming after us. Right? And they almost hard as we are. But we hard wins a hard cost. So they may be iron or steel, but what's that metal that's the hardest hard in that? I forget the name of it. Right? See? You understand? So that's the point here. Understand the math of it. So that's chapter 20. I'm gonna probably go to chapter 12 again, but this basically, like I said, this was just a walkthrough, basically trying to work out the kinks. Because once I get it exactly I want it, then I'm going pick another chapter 2 or chapter whatever. That's more relevant to what's happening exactly right now, and then bring in the connecting verses. Like one of the connecting verses I was going to do here, but I'm not going to do it today. Is going into what their plan was in Genesis, because we see that Cain, which is false Israel, kills his brother, Syria. We see Obama is on board with taking us out. Tell him to take us out. Eat that tree. That's America. Tell America to do it. And they said, well, I was reluctant, right? So after they take out the tree, then they cover themselves naked. See, that's getting back to the whole thing about, like I said, they need to get rid of us first. And then when they pull it, that means Iran take control of the Middle East. That means take out false Israel. That's the sequence they want. That's not the way it's going to happen. See, because they're going to be forced to move before they were ready. Mass Hamas going to force their hand. See? And so if you read it carefully, the way I'm reading it, is that this deal is not going to work. First of all, it's not going to happen. And the way it looks like Iran's going to make a move first. Going to say, hell, we can move on. Anyway, this war is going to happen very soon. It's going to change everything. You know, this whole thing's a European war because the Europeans are the hottest. And who's going to survive it? Right? The Europeans, that's what Europeans on their maternal side. They proportion outside, they on the inside. That's Iran. See? And then all the original people, you got the same thing in the Oriental side. You got Arab, you got the Arabs, they're part of the Asian, right, and so forth. So you got the same thing going there. So they're going to survive. All this steel, cobalt, that's the name I was trying to think of before. Cobalt. Cobalt's going to be harder than steel. That's what the ark says. So I'm not going into that kind of detail. I was going to do it. I'm giving you a basic idea here. Put all these different verses together and show you what chapter 12 is all about. See, more details in chapter 12. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there, but remember, sisters, you're precious. Your beauty is priceless. Priceless. And you got these sorry ass, I don't know who they demons or they call themselves brothers or whatever, out there showing you off like you piece of shit. Amen. See? If they had a Lamborghini, they would be supposed to Lamborghini like that. Wouldn't let everybody come in. Everybody just jump in their car and get off my car, man. Hey, man, you don't get away from me. You know what I'm saying? They have a whole different idea. They got a little old raggedy car. Okay, you sit on it, get in, whatever. And some don't even value your beauty. They're so stupid. They want to get the cheap. Right? They want to go to Walmart. I'm going to get a cheap version. No, yours is priceless. You're priceless. So, and how do you recognize your priceless? Because people know how much you value something, how much you take care of it. How much you secure it. They know how much you prize something, but if you just give it away to everything, then well, you don't care about it either. So watch your day. Assalamu alaikum.